What's up, everybody? Derek Anderson, the DA. All right, everybody. So another casting announcement has been made for Spider-Man Brand New Day. This time it's Florence Pugh's Yelena will reportedly star in Spider-Man Brand New Day. This comes from Daniel RPK. Look, I think it's pretty much safe to say that we're never going to get a solo. We're never going to get a solo Spider-Man movie in the MCU. All right, if you want to watch solo Spider-Man, you got to go back and watch Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire. You're never going to see that over here in the MCU because they've just got too many characters that they need to put into this thing. They got to add some new folks. And so, yeah, Yelena joins the crew. We already saw that Punisher and Hulk were going to join in, and we just expected this to be a fight. I don't know how pivotal they will be to the story, other than the fact that, okay, it's going to be kind of a cool moment to have these three characters going at it. Maybe Yelena will be added to the mix. I don't know. But yeah, you know, we saw that casting. And then, of course, you know, we had Scorpion, Michael Mando coming back. He'll be playing Scorpion. And that was kind of cool. And we still don't know who the main villain is. He's probably a minor villain. And that's fine. But listen, this thing is starting to get a little bit too bloated, in my opinion. Because the problem is, here's the problem. The more big characters you have in the movie, the less focused it becomes. Because you end up with a lot of characters. You need to give them screen time. You need to explain what they're doing there. You need to explain why this is important to the story. That's basically where we're at with Yelena. Okay, why is Yelena here? Is it just for jangling keys purposes? Is it just a cameo? Maybe it's just a cameo. Maybe it's just 10 seconds and she's out of here. But I don't think that's what's happening. If you want my opinion of why they are throwing Yelena into Spider-Man Brand New Day, it's because Thunderbolts flopped. Yeah, y'all will remember that Thunderbolts was one of the three big flops, all right, that Marvel had this year. And Thunderbolts was 100% Yelena's movie. She was the star of the show. Everybody knew that. It was her movie. And it flopped, and it flopped magnificently. I mean, it's what, the second worst movie in the MCU's history, just ahead of the Marvels? I mean, that's pretty bad, man. And this character, I guarantee you this character has a pivotal role in Doomsday. So because this movie flopped, and because Yelena, like, people still don't really know this character that well because nobody went to see the movie, all right? Nobody went to see the movie, or nobody cares about this character in the movie. She was sad. She was mopey the entire movie. They have to do something with this character to make her, you know, more appealable, I guess. She probably is going to play a very heavy, pivotal role in Doomsday. And so they need to get as much screen time for her as possible to make her important. You know, like, imagine if she has like some sort of a Black Widow moment like she had, like Natasha had in Endgame. Bruh, you're going to have to make sure that people like this character in order for her to have that same emotional resonance in Doomsday. You know, if she has to sacrifice herself for something, you need to continue to build this character up. Even though a lot of people do like Yelena, I don't think enough people like her. And if she's going to be heavy in this movie, she's probably going to be featured heavily in the marketing, all on the lead up. It's like, bruh, I don't really care. I don't really care what happens to this character. I'll be very honest with you. She could live, she could die. It doesn't matter to me at all. Because I don't care about the character. They haven't made me care. You know, I'm down to care for whoever. They have not made me care about Yelena. Now, comicbookmovie.com, they say, yeah, as Florence Pugh joins Spider-Man Brand New Day cast, there are signs it's been in the works for a while. I don't know if I necessarily buy what they're saying here, all right? Because they're basically trying to say, well, they've been wanting to do this, with rumors swirling that Florence Pugh has joined the cast of Spider-Man Brand New Day as Yelena Belova. 2 resurfaced interviews and a social media post lend some weight to the online chatter. And then it's just kind of talking about it. Yeah, she's been added to the cast. Here's the 2 posts that she was talking about. This first one, Cosmic Marvel posted it up. Tom Holland talking about wanting to work with Florence Pugh in 2021. I think she's amazing. She's so good in Black Widow, and all the movies that she's done. A really cool Spider-Man / Black Widow movie would be a fun little twist. All right, so that was an interview where Tom Holland was speaking about it in 2021. And then there was this one by Cosmic Marvel also, Florence Pugh in 2023 saying she wants Yelena Belova to meet Spider-Man in the MCU. I've been desperate to meet Tom Holland for such a long time. Whoa, what's going on here? Whoa, hold on, we gotta watch this.
It would have to be Spider-Man. I think they'd be so silly together. It would be so fun as well. and I've been desperate to meet Tom for such a long time. Also, I really think Yelena would be able to really take the piss out of him in a really good and healthy way, so that would be wonderful. It would have
Interesting. How how's Zendaya feeling about that? How's Zendaya feeling about that right now? I wonder. And look, this guy, the first reply, Zendaya like. Yeah, but let's see what some other folks are saying about it right now. Mando Lango, the more they pollute Spider-Man with leftover MCU garbage, the worse it'll do. Spider-Man isn't immune to this shit. Yeah, I mean, I think Spider-Man kind of is immune to it, but I don't think it's going to do as well as it would do if you just made it a Spider-Man movie. You could just make a Spider-Man movie. You don't have to do with Spider-Man what you have to do with some of these other movies and these other characters and heroes. I mean, you could just have Spider-Man out there by himself fighting a single villain and everybody's going to show up and watch it. You don't have to stuff Spider-Man with all of these various characters. You don't need Hulk and Punisher. Now, if you have a good story for them to be in and it makes sense and it's cool and there's a moment, all right, cool. Yeah, let's do that. But you don't need Spider-Man to join forces with all of these people and have them all in the movie and intermingling with his villains. It's like you really don't need that. Spidey is perfectly capable of taking all of that on himself. Then he got fucking damn it. Stop shoving unrelated characters into Peter's stories. Can he have have one solo movie that's just about him? This is his fourth, and he's not had a single story that's just focused on him yet. I think like Spider-Man Homecoming was probably the closest, even though it has Tony Stark in it. I watched it. I just recently watched it. He isn't as front and center as you might remember. Like if you go back and watch that movie, he's kind of on the sideline for the most part. Peter calls him and he checks in with him, and he does play a pivotal part. But yeah, that's probably the closest you're ever going to get to a solo Spider-Man movie. Something that's just about Peter Parker. You know, everything they keep doing, man, it's just everybody else. All the help in the world instead of just, Peter Parker. I'm sorry, star in the movie. They should call this Avengers, not Spider-Man. Yeah, I'm starting to feel that too. This guy, Ted Trash, the last Marvel movie flopped hard, and their bright idea, shove more unwanted tag-alongs into the next Spider-Man outing. Real clever. I mean, I think this is a strategy, again, that they're trying to boost Yelena up by throwing her in honestly a big movie. All right, Spider-Man Brand New Day is going to be a big movie. It's got to have a lot of people checking it out, and a lot of people that are going to go see Spider-Man Brand New Day, I guarantee you they haven't seen Black Widow. All right, they haven't seen the Thunderbolts, and what was the other thing she was in? She was in Hawkeye. I guarantee you a lot of people have not seen this that are going to watch this Spider-Man movie. And so, yeah, let's go ahead and throw Yelena in there, because Yelena's going to play, I guarantee you, Yelena's going to play a pivotal role in Doomsday. And that's the only reason they're shoving her in this movie, because they got to continue to build that character up. Otherwise, she's going to have some like big, crucial, pivotal moment in Doomsday, and everybody in the audience that hasn't seen any of these other three projects that Florence Pugh is in is going to shrug their shoulders like, so what? I don't know who that is. Why should I care? That's basically it. I'm always down to watch Florence Pugh act, but they're adding every character to this movie but the one I want, Daredevil. And look, it's a chance that Daredevil's going to show up too. Look, I would not be surprised at all if we get the announcement. Charlie Cox, all right, has joined the cast. I would not be surprised whatsoever if Charlie Cox is in Spider-Man Brand New Day. Do not be shocked. They're going to stuff this thing up. And again, it just diminishes everything else in the movie. It takes away from Peter Parker being the focal point, the centerpiece, because you got to explain, okay, why is this character in this movie? Is he in this movie just for jangling keys, just to get our butts in seats? Or does he actually mean something to the story? Does this character have a role to play in the story? And it's crucial that this character is in the story. Remember when he showed up in No Way Home? It was literally just a cameo. He just, hey, I'm here. All right, bye. There was really no purpose. Anybody could have been in that role, or they could have cut that scene out altogether. It was literally there for the jangling keys. And so, yeah, I think that's a major problem right now. They got to figure this out, man. Look, Marvel is falling so hard, and they're falling hard because of stuff like this, because they're so focused on the jangling keys. They're focused on characters being in movies they don't need to be in. storylines just shoved in to set up something else down the line. We really ain't setting nothing up in this particular movie for this character to be here. We're setting up Doomsday. We're setting up Secret Wars. But we got to throw this character in this movie in order for it to make sense why you should care about this character down the line. In my opinion, you've had 3 shots at making us care about this character. And if nobody went to see Thunderbolts because they don't give a damn about Yelena, just call it what it is. All right, nobody cares about the character. Let's pivot something else in Doomsday and let's move on. But, you know, that's just me. That's just my speculation. You know, I'm trying to read tea leaves. We'll see what happens. Anyway, what do y'all think about this, man? Are you excited? All right, are you excited that Yelena is joining the crew? And now we've got another major character in this movie, Spider-Man Brand New Day. I just think it's a mistake. I think Marvel just needs to get simpler. Hey, just have Spidey go up against, you know, a character, a villain, whoever that villain may happen to be, and write that movie and make me care about the journey Peter Parker is going on, rather than cameo fest with a whole lot of co-stars that are taking away from his story. That's all I ask. But anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think. Go ahead, jump down in the comments, give me your thoughts and opinions on that. Thanks for watching. See you next time.